Reporting from Germany. So were countries, including France, right to suspend
as soon as possible?
What about the doubt that even a short pause like that sows in people's minds?
I think that's a point which was taken into consideration. It's obviously a very important element of the vaccination campaign is to reassure people that those vaccines are safe. If the EMA concludes that they're safe, I'm no doctor. I'm absolutely convinced and believe in our scientists at the EMA and the French vaccination agency. And I think we'll have to double down on efforts to reassure people. And I think the Prime Minister of France did that very clearly only yesterday when he said that as soon as the EMA would, if the EMA would reauthorize AstraZeneca, he would be the first person to be vaccinated with it.
What was the motivation, do you think, for suspending? Was it purely based on the science? And if so, one wonders why, when you've got both the EMA anyway, before the results of this investigation are released, but the EMA and the WHO both saying, look, there's no evidence at this stage, and anyway, the benefits far outweigh the risks.
I think it was entirely the science. I think that your previous report in Germany pointed out very accurately that it's very difficult to see any political gain in such a decision. So it was the science. Those are difficult decisions to make, undeniably. And it's very clear that as soon as we reauthorize, if that vaccine is reauthorized, and we should make huge efforts to reassure everybody that it is a safe vaccine and the way out of this crisis.
You can see the problem, though, can't you? I mean, there were doubts sown about it, including by your own president, Emmanuel Macron, earlier in the year about the AstraZeneca vaccine. Then it was about whether it was effective in older age groups. And you've got lots of doses of the vaccine just not being used by people. People don't want to take it. I mean, hasn't this pause made that worse?
I think the issue earlier on was about the amount of testing that had been made originally in the over 65s, and that's a concern that the German health regulator had expressed in the matter. But it's undeniable that any questions about the efficiency of those vaccines does sow an amount of doubt. That doesn't mean that we should preclude ourselves from having legitimate questions about them. I suppose
what I'm saying is shouldn't people be a bit more careful about what about the way that they phrase things?
So I'm just not convinced by the case that if that vaccine would continue to be inoculated with reports of health problems linked to it, it would satisfy people more than if it was suspended for a few days, checked and double checked thoroughly by the EMA, and then relaunched in full confidence that it's safe to use.
That was the French MP Alexandre Holroyd of the En Marche party, President Macron's En Marche party.